Good morning. Good morning. What is good, y'all? As you guys see, I didn't even have time to grab a hat this morning. So we're raw dogging it without the hat. First time y'all have ever seen me without the hat, maybe without my hair done. But with that being said, welcome to another concussion discussion. We got open mat in about an hour. So I wanted to come on here, chop it up a little bit of boxing that we got going on today before I head over to open mat specifically. So what's good, y'all? Hope you guys are doing well. Like the video if you can. If you got any thoughts on the fights today, let me know. I actually did some small random tape last night when I couldn't sleep, and this morning as well on like some pretty minimal level fights. The fights I did, let me go to the DMs I sent. I full transparency, I taped the Monguio versus Pinero fight, which is a ladies fight here. I could only tape one full fight each, and I caught a bunch of YouTube and Instagram highlights. So, and then I also checked out some tape on the Fabian Diaz, Dorian Mendez fight. I have some interesting thoughts on that one. I don't want to say interesting thoughts, but I definitely have some thoughts on that fight too as well. I think that fight's a pretty close fight specifically, even though I think Fabian Diaz probably has the deeper bag. I think Fabian definitely has the deeper bag, and I think Dorian is a little bit more gritty, a little bit more higher output, a little bit more volume. Holy shit, my hair is bothering y'all. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab a hat. Shit, bothering the hell out of me. Looking dumb as hell. All right, y'all. My bad. My hair was pissing me off. Had to grab a hat real quick. Looking like it's just a phase, mom, looking like that moment. So what do I like here for the Dorian Mendez and Diaz fight? A lot of people are high on Dorian because he upset Barbaklova. I know I'm killing that name here, and I have to be honest with you. He did take that fight on short notice, and I thought it was a close fight. Thought you could have gave it to either fighter specifically. So, but the one thing is I want to say is Dorian goes forward, and I want to make sure I'm not mixing them up. Fabian's the blonde-haired kid, correct? Fabian's the unknown fighter, the unknown warrior. Let me just make sure I'm not mixing them up, just because their names are killing me, y'all. Give me 1 second. Just want to make sure I'm not mixing them up before I give my firm thoughts. Perfect. I'm not mixing them up. Fabian Diaz, he is the blonde one. I think he has the deeper bag, the better tools, the better arsenal. I think he's the far more skilled boxer. But I do want to say this. I think Dorian will go forward. He will punch the body when he gets on the inside, unleash combinations. And it's a 6-round fight. So it's kind of hard to bet this one, but I think a draw is live. I would take a draw just to sprinkle it specifically here. But honestly here, I definitely think the better fighter is Fabian Diaz. But I do think, again, too, as well, that Dorian will go forward and put it together. Good day, lad. Adam, my boy. I hope you're doing well. Great content as always. Make sure you guys are following Champ Theory HQ on Twitter. Absolutely incredible content. So, yeah, PJ, I think the draw is live, but I think the better boxer by far is Fabian Diaz. But the higher output and work rate will be on Dorian's side. So take that kind of for what it is. A dog shot at plus 135 isn't a bad dog shot either. So Jojo Diaz versus Schofield. Holy shit, what a fight. And not in the best way either. Golden Boy matchmakers, mate. That's absolutely insane, man. Jojo goes through this dog and bones war with Regis Prograis. We can get him another OG old man fight. Shit, we can even set up that rematch. But what do? We're going to give him the young killer coming off the old head knockout of Tevin Farmer. Man, what a setup fight, man. He's going to crack him and get him out of there in under 6 rounds. I'm still going to do a breakdown for that fight, but, we can all lean. All roads lean to Jojo getting cracked. Dorian record, he fought all ass fighters. Honestly, both their records are ass. Both their records are really bad, not good fighters specifically. So, Golden Boy ready to sacrifice Jojo, no doubt. Hey, good morning, by the way, everybody. I don't know what part of the world you guys are in. It's like 9:30 my time. Going to catch this before I go to open mat. So, Money Meech, PJ, Boy Beams, Adam, anyone else that's not in the comment section. Hope everyone's doing well this morning. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are ready for a great day of boxing and just ready for a great day in general. Imagine they do Prograis versus bro. If they put no chin, no legs Prograis against Duarte, I'd lose all hope in Golden Boy. I'd lose all hope in Golden Boy. Is it unpopular for me to say that I scored the Kenneth Sims Duarte fight 7-5 for Sims? The optics were really bad, of course. I mean, I know some people thought it was a really unpopular opinion, but I thought purely boxing wise, if we're looking at boxing criteria, I had Kenneth Sims winning 7-5. So could have been a draw, but unpopular opinion. I'm a fan of Kenneth Sims, but Duarte, man, he loves to put out optics, really good pressure coming forward. What were you say about the girls fight? Yeah, I'll pull that up here. Do you see Vason can go over 7.5? I really fucking hope not, mate. One sec. Let me answer this really quickly. I'll go back to you, PJ. So I just posted my slip on Twitter. I have just a small 130 at plus 100 to win, to double up the money at plus 100. Under 8.5 rounds, Oscar Collazo money line. I really like the under 8.5 here. Guys, Jason Vason just fought a 16-year-old. You guys understand that, right? Like his last opponent he knocked out and got cracked by 3 separate times was 16 years old. So I don't know. Maybe Vason is super tough and super gritty, and Collazo will be physically outmatched in this fight. But man, Collazo's going to catch him when he's swinging off his base and balance, and I hope he works that body early and often. I mean, he got Cano out of there in 5 rounds, and he got the Thai fighter out of there in 7 rounds, CP Freshmart. So I'm hoping he can do the same thing. I'm hoping he can do the same thing here. So I don't like the over 7.5. I really like the under 8.5. But I feel like for free plays I've been giving out on Twitter, I'm on a kind of a cold streak. So I feel like I've been really losing a little bit of confidence here, which I should be riding crazy high confidence coming off the Collazo 1-3 and the draw from the Lester Mobility. So, but I feel pretty good about the under 8.5 for Collazo. So for the girls fight here, I want to make sure I'm not slaughtering their names. And like I said, full transparency, I only watched one full fight of each of them. One of those was a 4-round fight for Munguio. And I watched a 6-round fight for Pinero. Let me make sure I'm not killing their names. Give me 1 second, mate. Bang, got it. So the fight is Adriana LaChucky Pinero versus Gloria Munguia. Honestly, man, I like Pinero. I think Pinero is definitely the side. But the one thing about Munguia is she's going to put her head in your chest, punch you in combination on the inside. And I think she has a little bit of underrated power. We saw that. And again, let me go to my full transparency notes. I'm just going to read you guys the notes that I sent to my buddy. Full transparency, I can only find one full fight of each woman and every highlight I could find on YouTube and Instagram. Munguio versus Rosada, Pinero versus Cars. From just a little bit of tape, I can sure tell you, Munguio loves to go inside and bang the drum with multiple body shots. She makes it very... She makes every clip forehead for forehead a brawl. She has no feet, but she's definitely the bigger puncher here. Pinero can move and can fight at all ranges. Plus, on the inside, she also has some shoe shine to her game as well. Purely based off this little bit of tape and the box rec and level of comps, Pinero is definitely the side. I may parlay it, but I'm not too confident enough to put a straight unit on it. So if you're going to do a screw-up parlay, a throwaway parlay here, I think Pinero at minus 162. Pinero by decision, most likely. Good plays to add in there. Just, again, a little bit of tape. Box recs, so on and so forth. I'm always going to be transparent with you guys. I'm never going to act like I cracked like 4 hours of tape on this fight. I absolutely did not. I did about 45 minutes of it. So, hey, bro, update on Jay? Yeah, mate. None, unfortunately. Still messaging, still texting him. But I haven't heard any negative updates. So I think that's also a good sign too as well. So just continue to send prayers to the big man, send out good vibes to the universe for my boy, but no update. As I said, guys, I promise you I will give an emergency impromptu live and post if I have any update on Jay from Rush Hour Fight Club. Yeah, man, I also lost. I had a under 4.5 and more 1-5. I thought it was a smash spot and no brainer and got smoked there. I honestly should have known better that Moore can't bust a grape. Shout out to my boy, Big Steve, for using that exact term, but Moore really can't punch to save his life. He didn't turn over one of his punches, didn't turn over any volume. Will the girls fight go the distance? Yeah, I definitely think the girls fight goes the distance. That's crazy, bro. I mean, honestly, bro, I'm just really hoping he's okay. I'm hoping I get an update within the next few weeks, but you guys have my word. I'll post a post on Twitter, on the community section, and I'll do an impromptu live too as well, the minute if I hear anything too as well. Yes, sir. City by the Bay. I actually was going to bring that up. I'm actually working on that right now. I'm working on it now, mate. And I'm about 6 fighters in. It's easy to pick out your first 5. It's easy to pick out the first 5. Easy money. After that, it gets really rough. I did not realize how many great prospects there are. But just so you know, I'm about 6 fighters in. Last 4 fights I'm struggling to get, but I will have that out within the next 7 days for you, bro. Sorry that it's taken so long, but I just kind of fell in love with cracking tape on some of these guys. Like, I could not believe the tape and how much I fall in love with them. So hope he's all right. It's different watching. Dude, it's watching fight. Last weekend, the biggest boxing weekend it was, felt almost empty without Jay and not listening to his commentary, man. He's the freaking man, bro. I love Jay, man. He's a good spirit, bro. So I just hope that he's doing well. Let's go over that Fundora full card. I mean, I'll go over everything that I taped. I will never, again, as you know, PJ, I know you love the on-the-spot predictions. You're like, bro, I don't even care about the tape. Just tell me your thoughts, which I know about you. So at least from what I've gathered from my lives. But yeah, let's go over all my thoughts on it. There are 5 fights that I feel pretty confident in terms of, well, not confident in, but I have reads on for you. So let's go over those bad boys. As you guys know, Oscar Collazo Basin. I like Collazo under 8.5. I don't think Basin really offers him anything. I would be stunned, shocked if Basin really offers him anything. We'll talk about Fundora over 7.5. I like Fundora round 6 through 10. That's my favorite bet of that fight. I think Kubecki coming in on short notice. She's really she's willing to get cracked. She's willing to fight over her own base, and she fights in only 2 modes. It's either her going forward on offense or her trying to be defensively sound and a slickster. Against Gabriela Fundora, who seems to be a little bit pissy this fight, doesn't really like the way Kubecki is talking. And again, we have to take into notice that Kubecki is taking this fight on short notice. She has never fought in the United States as well, y'all. She's fought in the Czech Republic, she's fought in Colombia, and she's fought in Canada, but she's never fought in the United States. And she's traveling all the way to the West Coast of the United States and California to take this fight. Once again, short notice. Over 7.5 definitely could hit, but my favorite play in this fight is 6 through 10, Gabriela Fundora, plus 155 on FanDuel. If you got Bet365, you can also do Gabriela Fundora knockout, and you go over 3.5, over 4.5, and those will equate to similar lines. Appreciate you, man. Nick, you're my boy. I appreciate you, brother. Yomar Alamo for the upset. Okay, that's so since we're going over the Colasco full card here, let's that's actually not on the Collazo card. Is that the OTX fight too? See, the thing is here is I think Bryant has a slightly padded record, and I think Yomar's chin is legit. So off rips, that makes these lines false. I would line this a little bit closer, Marv, probably to 250. And this is without hardcore tape. This is what I know about Alamo, because I'm pretty we're all pretty familiar with Alamo, man. Like his fight with Paro, as we know. Going with Hitchens, where he didn't really give Hitchens the greatest rounds, but he looked tough there pretty early. So I'm very familiar with Alamo and Gomar in his last, in the only performance I've seen him in. He didn't look very athletic, didn't seem to cover ground great, doesn't have great ring IQ in my personal opinion, and could possibly be overrated for the fact that he's someone's sparring partner. That alone, in my opinion, makes Yomar Alamo more of a 2-1 underdog, maybe a plus 180 underdog. So if you can get that at plus 420, why the fuck not? You know what? I just talked myself into it. I'm taking a small straight sprinkle on Yomar Alamo at plus 450. Why the fuck not? Yeah, give me that small sprinkle on Alamo. Collazo over 8.5. Heck no, I pray not. I have a few different bets on Collazo under 8.5, and my biggest bet of the weekend right now is on Collazo under 8.5. Basin has nothing to offer Collazo, like I said. If he chooses to get him out of there early, he should get him out of there early. Toughness and grittiness aside, the minute he starts cracking those body and shovel hook into the body, it's over. DJ Green, what's good, bro? Hope you're doing well, mate. I think Fundora KO on her early rounds to make a statement. Man, I only have a small parlay right now that has Collazo under 8.5 and Fundora 1 through 6. I don't have the straight bet on Fundora yet, 1 through 6. I will be placing that, and I will also be putting it on my Twitter as always. As you guys know, I'm big on transparency. I'm always going to post. I will never go on Twitter and go check mark bet hit if I didn't post it on Twitter or I didn't post it on YouTube before. That to me is just false advertisement. I will always post my tickets and my slips with the exact number that I put. I will never lie to you guys. I have no reason to lie to you guys, man. Like my Twitter says small unit gambler for a reason. So $130 bet on the Collazo 8.5 for me is a pretty solid unit for me. So always going to be transparent with you guys. And Fundora knockout is a good parlay piece in general. I just really hope it isn't that early. One thing too, PJ, is she is slightly a slow starter. In the early rounds, she can kind of get the engine going a little bit. I've been betting for 15 years. Boxing and college football are my strongest sports. A prop that isn't talked about enough is a knockdown prop in boxing. Next time I see a play, I'll let you know. Thanks, Nick. Please let me know. I'm not great at gauging the knockdown props. The last time that I played a knockdown prop, thankfully, was the Yanquiel Rivera Cordova fight. Saved me from absolute disaster because one of my worst takes to this day was I was positive that Yanquiel Rivera was going to knock out Angelino Cordova. Almost impossible to account for a wrestling match in there, but still something to note. Sorry. Let me finish up this. I had to get some coffee, bro. Scratchy throat. Like I said, Adriana Pinheiro is the side against Munguia, in my opinion. By decision, I actually like that a little bit more too as well. Gael Cabrera will finish Judy Flores. It just comes down to what round you think it's going to happen in. Gael Cabrera is going to finish Judy Flores in this fight. I am pretty confident in that. Gael Cabrera comes forward, throws punches and bunches. He has a lot of power behind him. He is one of those prospects that I really, really like, Nick. So if you're looking up for one today, Gael Cabrera is a prospect you can watch. If I'm not mistaken, he is 9-0, 6 knockouts, throws punches and bunches, good on the inside, can find at multiple ranges. Doesn't necessarily have the great record, doesn't have great opponents per se, but Judy Flores is someone that they should be putting in there here to make a statement. So if you don't remember too as well, Judy Flores got a statement made against him against Michael Angeletti here in one of these last Golden Boy promotion fights too as well. So I love betting knockdown props because you can root for both fighters. You just need a knockdown from either, especially if you think it ends in a KO. Knockdown prop, great hedge. 100% in that case. I should go look at Bet365 and see if there's any good knockdown props today specifically. I mean, if Collazo Vason has a good knockdown prop, I think that's 100% something to take for sure. Mar, salute to you, mate. Hope you're doing well today, brother. Do you think Sarah Bailey can upset Evelyn? All right, so I've done no tape on that fight. I have. So what I'll do is I will never listen to anybody's fight predictions or previews if either I'm going to tape it myself or if I have a strong lean on it. But thankfully, I did. If you want to listen to a great breakdown on it, my boy Axel72 YouTube. He's a great ad, man. He's has about 1.5K views. Sorry about that, y'all. I was trying to pull up his YouTube, but I realized I can screen share on this bad boy. So I'm just going to pull up his YouTube, and then I'm going to share it for my boy Axel, mate. If you guys have a chance and want to listen to a great preview and prediction, please check out my boy Axel. He gave a really great preview and prediction on it. I actually finished it. I don't know why it says it didn't, but I actually finished this one. Any fights that I don't actually break down or watch myself, I'll go to his channel or I'll find other channels specifically. I'm not going to bet on that fight, but as you guys see the title of the concussion discussion, the title is Rainbet Fades for a reason, y'all, right? Let's talk about the reason that this concussion discussion is named Rainbet Fade, y'all. Rainbet Fades. Let's go talk about it. Let's talk about it. I love seeing Rainbet, who pays these people to post these, by the way, to kill their own reputation. People betting on Jason Basin. Okay, we've seen this song and dance before. Love it. Now, let's go see Sarah Bailey. Let's just search Sarah Bailey's name. Shall we, y'all? Oh, I love it, y'all. The Rainbet Fades are back. Woo! The Rainbet Fades are back, y'all. God damn. You know who to do. You know what to take. Stop playing. You always fade the rain bets. The ROI on fading rain bet is insane, y'all. And you know what? If it's too big of a favorite, I got a little secret for you guys. I have a little secret for you guys. Okay, this is what you do. If they're a huge favorite, you take them by stoppage, period. If they're a huge favorite that they're fading and calling the upset for, take them by stoppage. And if it's a close fight, you take the draw or you take the other person they're betting. Simple as that. Simple as that. All these fools are betting Sarah Bailey. Says everything I need to know, mate. Didn't tape it, didn't watch it, but this is called Rainbet Fades for a reason, and we fade Rainbet around here. Gael Cabrera by KO, for sure. For sure. He's going to smoke Judy Flores coming off bad damage. Doesn't take body shots well, doesn't take pressure well. I think Fundora card is full of a bunch of feeder fights. 100% full of a bunch of feeder fights. I mean, it's a Golden Boy promotion card. I mean, Golden Boy promotion, especially for their up and coming, love to feed them. Sometimes when they step them up to the higher level of the main event status, they'll have closer fights here. Who Who did we just see? Gucci versus who? Gucci Flores versus Manny. Like that, for example, that was a close fight here. That's a close 50-50 fight. I thought Kenneth Sims Duarte for another Golden Boy promotion 50-50 fight. I think those are all, at the higher level, they're better at not giving straight up feeder fights. But I agree. This card's a bunch of, here you go. Let's show them showcase fights. Either fighter get knocked down. Collazo fight is minus 300. Steep price. Yeah, legitimately way too steep of a price. They know what time it is. But no, guys, unfortunately, no update on my boy Jay. Like I said, the minute that I get anything, I will post in the community section. I'll post a live and I'll post on my Twitter. Let me let my dog in. He's whining at the door. Come on. Relax. Say what's up to the people. Say what's up. I don't care about nothing else. But yeah, so just a little bit of secrets. We Rainbet fade around here. I will update you guys on Jay if I get anything at any time. Wow, say time. You said Bailey is going to lose. I don't know. I've never taped these fights. I legitimately can say this. I can't think of one. I can't remember one of these fights between either of these women. So this is not on me. This is fading Rainbet. This is purely a theory play. You play a theory, which I have a few theory plays that I love to play, right? For MMA, I don't do it anymore, but for MMA, I used to always take the first women's underdog of every card of the night. From 2003 to like 2023 to 2024, the first women underdog of the night won it like a crazy high clip. But this is another theory here. I fade Rainbet every time I see a bunch of Rainbet posters because I know Rainbet and Stake pays them a specific number at post to mislead their bettors and get the line swayed one way. It's absolutely insane. So, yeah, I'm going to fade Rainbet. They say Sarah Bailey's the winner here. Give me Evelyn in this case. Ruslan's for sure winning. I just don't know exactly how he wins. I wasn't overly impressed with Irate in his last performance against KJ. I mean, he swept KJ pretty clearly, but I don't know. I just thought he could have done more against KJ. And Grant, I'm not overly familiar with. 1 second here. Grant Flores. Where have I seen him fight? Who did I see him fight? I've seen him fight before, but I can't think of right now. I know he smoked someone early, though. So whatever fight I saw, I know he smoked someone early because I remember the name Grant Flores. I was like, he doesn't look like a Grant. I remember specifically thinking that. What's up, dog? What's up in a way? Say what up. Initial thoughts on Hayata Dickens. Dickens is not someone to be taken lightly. Dickens, crafty veteran, has done well at multiple different weight classes, can punch in multiple angles, can punch at good levels. He's very hittable. And this is really Hayato's first big step up, in my opinion. Jazza is coming off some huge momentum of his win over Albert, too, as well, man. I don't know, mate. I don't know yet. I have to tape it, but slight lean. I kind of lean Jazza. I got to be honest with you. Is Gold Boy going to show the prelims today? Yeah, they're going to show them on their YouTube. Golden Boy's going to show them on their early prelims on the YouTube, and the main card will transition to the zone. What do you think happened? I'm assuming some health issues. It's weird he won't even reply. I don't even want to speculate just because. Okay. Okay, so that makes sense then in that case. That he's Manny's little brother. Gucci, man. I don't even want to speculate on what happened. I'm assuming some health issues. That's probably the safest assumption, but I don't want to speculate just because I don't know what's going on with his personal life. So hit that like button, brother. Shit. Hey, thank you, mate. Yeah, hit the like button for me, y'all, if you guys can. Appreciate you, Marv. Thank you so much. I think Tiara by decision is the move. I do want to say that her opponent, Gongoria, she can joust from the outside into the inside because I listened to my boy Axel's prediction on it. So I was curious to go find some tape on it. Former kickboxer, Muay Thai fighter. So as you know, she's going to have some grit, toughness, and she has a bunch of combat sports experience. She's going to joust inside and outside, straight punches, really good with the straight punches, maybe a little bit too comfortable with skirting on the outside. And I think she may have better feet than Tiara Brown. Tiara could possibly get frustrated in this fight, but Tiara's the bigger puncher. I think the overall just better boxer, and I think has a better punch volume and variation. I think this is a good fight, but specifically, I agree. I think Tiara Brown by decision is no doubt the play. Grant is aggressive, super power, not super technical, but he's a dog. Mike, I'm going to watch that fight specifically in that case here for you. One thing I love about watching fighters that I'm not overly familiar with is that I get to learn and download data for the next fight. So this is what I'm kind of excited about, my next wave of breakdown and videos. The first ever breakdown I've ever done on this channel was Xander Zayas versus Chino Garcia. So Xander Zayas' next fight versus Gino Santillan is going to be great for my refresher because all I'm going to have to do is a tape refresher and then watch his last fight again. I can't wait for that next wave of these fights. Hey, I wish you a great weekend, Nick. Hope you have a great day. I'll definitely be getting that video out for you. Critch, do you live in the States? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I live in Arizona specifically. Born and raised in Arizona. So if you're curious about the books I use just by chance, I use Bet365, FanDuel. ESPN Bet's one of my favorite underrated boxing books. DraftKings, of course. Fanatics is okay, but Fanatics are a bunch of scammers. I'm a prospect nerds. I've seen all of Grant's fights. Well, in this case, Mike, please, when I do drop my video, I'm going to be dropping a video of the top 10 prospects that I like up and coming. This is from my research I've been doing over the last week. My boy Nick, City by the Bay, requested this one. Let me know what you think of the video, please. Let me know if you think I could use some work. Let me know of prospects that I need to keep more of an eye on specifically. It's a hole in my game for sure. I think I'm kind of like the Dom Toretto. Live a mile a minute, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like weekend by weekend by weekend that I kind of forget, how past weekends went, or I even forget like multiple fights that I've seen. You're just downloading, collecting so much data at so much time that you forget at times. So appreciate that, mate. What time is it? It's 10:10. I got another 20 minutes before I even have to go to open mat. So we got some more time, y'all. So it's still early. What do you think about Devin? Okay, so I'm actually very intrigued for this fight. This is one of the most intriguing fights to me for the rest of the year. The question is, what version of Haney are we going to get? Are we going to get the gun-shy, skirting along the ropes version of Haney that, athletic, good mover, fought at the higher of the levels, but scared to take a shot? He's now moving up. Huge jump from 140 to 147 pounds. Shout out to TJ from Chilltown Boxing. He said that 140 to 147 is one of the toughest jumps you can make. And I tend to agree with that. It's a big jump. The athleticism with Brian Norman, he's growing fight over fight. His improvements, in my personal opinion, from the Santillan to the Cuevas to the Sasaki fights are evident. Every single fight you see him growing fight over fight, he gets more comfortable. His defense just to work on just a little bit. He went from a guy that would like to fight behind a hard guard to where he's catching and hand fighting with fighters now. He's returning on counters more. He thumps, man. He's going to be one of the biggest thumper that Haney has fought in quite some time. So early lean, I lean Brian Norman Jr. I really lean Brian Norman Jr. early. And I think Brian Norman Jr. is always in the gym. Devin Haney is always being a diva somewhere. And I stay out of fighters' personal lives. That shit has nothing to do with boxing. But I really like what I see with Brian Norman Jr. He just seems like a consummate professional. My mom's from Louisiana, so I love cats from the South. So, I wouldn't mind seeing Norman win specifically. So, I don't know. And I disagree here. And this is where I disagree. I think Norman is technically sound enough and getting good enough to where he could possibly outbox Haney. I disagree there. I think Haney is so gun shy, he'll refuse to engage at points. And if it comes to a jousting match, Brian Norman is super athletic and he covers extreme amounts of ground. He can do all of these things to where he could win a boxing match. I think he could win a boring decision himself. I just find the avenues of Haney winning just more small and small the more I think about this fight. But let me do my tape first. I'm actually going to be doing an early preview on that one. I'll be having that one out within the next few weeks for sure. I'm going to try to get a little bit of steam ahead of me and try to drop, the Benavidez Yarde prediction, the Norman and Haney prediction minimum, and maybe the Noakes Mason prediction all early in October so I can get them out of the way for November so I can focus on smaller fights from there on out. Bailey going to win that fight for sure. Why so, PJ? Can you give me reasonings why? Like I said, haven't done enough tape. It's more of a rain bet fade for me. Enjoy open mat, lad. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you, brother. And you keep up the great work. Your videos, man, your Twitter is going to blow up very soon, bro. The work you do is absolutely incredible. BNJ by decision plus 290. You just have to worry about the nuclear option coming down the pipe. But Haney's a defensively sound fighter, mate. And I think he's getting more defensively sound as fights go on. I just really like Brian Norman early in that fight. And I could be biased too. That could be a biased pick, but before the tape, I lean Norman Jr. You think Fundora gets the knockout? I do. I think, my boy PJ in the chat thinks she gets it done early to make a statement, which I could see because she looks pissed off and bitter. Sweet Poison looks like bitter poison today. But I like 6 through 12 just because she's a slower starter. And Kubecki is tough, but Kubecki loses her shape after 4 rounds. Specifically, that's what I saw on the tape, is after 4 rounds, she loves to lose her shape, mate. And she just loves to retract in a defensive motion, lean over her far back hip, which I hate. Against someone like Fundora that can punch down at levels and punch under your punches, she'll roll that high guard with a low mid guard hand and lean over her back hip. Hate that shit. Davis Allen, Makhmudov, heavyweight, who wins? PJ, do you only watch the lives, or do you ever actually watch the breakdowns? Can you wait for me to do the breakdown, mate? Come on now. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, brother. I appreciate always being in this live. I really do. I actually very much lean Davis Allen. I'm not high on Makhmudov. I've never been high on Makhmudov. So quick lore about me here is I was screaming to the heavens of anyone that would listen that legit would beat Makhmudov and Frank Sanchez. Screaming to the heavens, bro. And I just think Makhmudov's so underrated. Davis Allen is tough as bricks. He looks in fantastic shape. Seems to be taking boxing seriously. And these small part-time boxers, Josh Padley's a great example. Davis Allen's another great example. That are part-time boxers start to take boxing as a full-time serious career. They just start to show levels, mate. I love Davis Allen in this fight. And he's going to bang the drum early and often. Davis Allen punches the body for a heavyweight fighter. He doesn't do it at a high volume, not like a legit level. But he's a better boxer than Guido Canetti is, mate. So, yeah, give me Davis Allen. Pretty confident he gets it done pre-tape. Post-tape, of course, I'll let you know how confident I am, but I think he gets it done. You're my boy, PJ. You know I'm just fucking with you, brother. Taking the under. Yeah, she's a slow starter indeed. I really like round 6 through 10 knockout plus 155. If you're a parlay taker, I think a great way to hedge this is you could take Collazo any way you want, whatever way you're going to take Collazo, whether that's Collazo to knockdown, Collazo under, Collazo over, and then you could parlay it with Fundora rounds 1 through 5 at plus 175 or Fundora's 1 through 6 plus 155. You're giving yourself a safe option hedge and you're making money regardless. So I love it. You think Thurman no. A lot of people are giving Thurman a chance, which I don't understand whatsoever. Thurman has great ring IQ and he's tough and he's gritty, but that is a mountain, a quite literal mountain to overclimb. Yeah, Fundora is going to land the straight left all night. And we're talking about Gabby Fundora now. She will land the straight left all night. And she's also going to land underneath when Kubecki starts to shell in her guards and get under. She's going to start landing those shovel uppercuts and shovel hooks to the body and digging around those elbows. She's really good at that. You saw that against her last fight against, was it Badia, her name was? And then we saw against Cruz, who was essentially the same size as Fundora, southpaw versus southpaw, or open stance versus open stance. So maybe orthodox versus orthodox. Sorry, y'all, killing my brain with all the tape. But either way, we saw even in an open stance fight, she was just tagging that body under those elbows early. Thurman is smart, bro, but Fundora is growing fight over fight. Is like, that's one thing that no one's talking about is Fundora is fighting now on the outside, on the inside, and the mid-range. And that is a scary proposition. He can crack at all levels. And we saw in his, we saw against Tim Zhu, he started bending his knees, putting dip to his chip and bending his levels to throw power out there. I think it's going to be a long night for Thurman, man. I think Fundora is going to get him out of there. And I think Fundora is going to get him out of there any round that he really chooses to put his foot on the gas. I can't wait to break down that fight. But yeah, before the tape, mate, I think Fundora is going to get him out of there with ease. If Days gets past 4 rounds, he's going to punch Mac 100%. The minute that this fight gets anything past the gas tank of Makhmudov, and as we know with Dave Allen, he has a head built like a fucking brick, bro. Like he has that Kevin Gastelum type head to where that dude doesn't get rocked and knocked that easily, bro. He is a fucking tank, mate. Yeah, I love Davis Allen in that fight. Facts, 100%, mate. Any thoughts on Hitchison Jeffers? I also think Jeffers is a good bet, but Hutchinson showed me some good things, man. Like Hutchinson has shown me some good things. I really, he came out to my radar for his 5 versus the Spider. And what was his last fight that he had here specifically? Hutchins, man, he can go for 12 rounds. He has a good engine, good tank. He can punch on the inside. He can punch on multiple levels. And Jeffers, I think, is the heavier puncher and a better fighter at range. That's a close fight, man. early thoughts. I think it's a close fight, 50-50. So I don't want to give any leans before the tape here, but that's definitely a fight I will be breaking down and taping. I think I have a bunch of good fights that I'm excited to tape and break down that I know like bigger channels won't be breaking down and taping. So that's one of those fights I'm excited to break down. Keith for TKO. Fundora is too damn flat-footed. You'd probably get crazy money if Keith Thurman knockout decision, but I would be shocked. I would be shocked if Thurman won that fight. Initial thoughts on Sasumi Chino. Quintana was supposed to fight Ricardo Gonzalez-Goy, and I'm assuming Quino got offered the Rida fight, then bailed on the Goy fight. Yeah, man, I see that people are talking about Leo Bardo is a really tough fight for Reto Sasumi. I think Reto Sasumi is going to wash through him. I mean, the Mexican toughness, of course, as we know, of Chino, but I think it's a bad fight for him. I think it's a bad fight for him. Dave, good defense as well. He is a good defensive fighter, good hand fighting and good pairing. Underrated that we see in the heavyweight division. We don't really see many hand fighting and pairing in the heavyweight division just because, as we know, we can go cracking. But initial thoughts, mate, I think Sasumi is going to run through him. Hands history vault, what do you think on my thoughts on that? I think Chino is not as high as I see people saying. My dog, BT True Sports, he seems to be saying that Reto is fighting tougher competition on that fight than Inoue is. And I could have been misreading who he was saying that for, so I don't want to misquote my boy. But I don't agree with that. Pre-breakdown, lean, Foster, Fulton. Okay. Foster has the championship gears and the engine. He has the natural size, and he's going to be the bigger puncher. Fulton, I think, is the classier boxer. I think has the better feet and the better angles. I don't necessarily love that Fulton changes through weight class over weight class. And I understand he said 126 was just a cup of coffee, but I don't like that he didn't stay at 126 for even any time at all. So pre-fight, I lean Foster. And I love that I got to rewatch Foster versus Nova when I was breaking down the Nova versus Ford tape because I got to see the gears that Foster goes through. And he just has a killer mentality, man. I don't necessarily love the pre-fight shit talking that he's putting out there. I think Fulton's being a little bit more business-like, but I don't put too much into that when it comes to fighting. Lean, I early lean Foster. But Fulton's world class. Fulton's a world class boxer. That one loss versus Inoue doesn't tell me anything, man. I think Fulton is actually world class. I loved his performance against Figueroa. Both performances against Figueroa in that case here. So I'm a big Fulton fan, mate. So that's a close fight, but I'd lean, if I were to put like an anecdotal number on it, right? I would say like 55-45, 60-40, Foster lean for me. Yeah, Hutchinson is classy, but slows down a lot. He does gas hard. Even though, I mean, Richards, which is funny when you saw the 12-round fight versus Richards, is Richards just doesn't put out enough volume either which way. So it's hard. Buatsi beat him last fight. Thank you. Again, mate, that comes down to how many, when you're cracking all this tape. You guys understand, I hope you guys understand. I'm not making this up. I literally crack 25 to 35 hours of tape weekly. That's not an exaggeration. I work a full-time job, and then I crack 35 to 25 hours of tape weekly while still trying to drop content, predictions, and breakdown. I really don't have a fucking social life. It's sad, mate. I'm losing my 20s here. I love Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn Davis, I think he goes up and I think he beat Subaru Matias, and Subaru Matias is one of my favorite fighters at 140 pounds. I think him versus Tio is a great fight. I think he could beat Richardson Hitchens, and I think he beats Gary Antoine Russell. So at 140 pounds, I think Tio is really the only fight that really, Tio and Hitchenson's are the two fights that I'm like, oof, good fights at 140, but I think he beats Gary Antoine Russell, and I think he beats Subaru for champions. I love Keyshawn Davis. It's hilarious. It took the Baranchik fight for me to become a believer in him, which is sad that I got on the train so slow, but I love him. Yes. Hitchison versus Jeffers off rips. I do love that fight to go the distance before pre-tape. As you know, I'm going to be dropping a prediction on it, and I'll let you guys know post-tape. You think Keyshawn Davis can beat Hitchens? That's, again, Teofimo and Hitchenson's are the two fights that I'm like, okay, those are good fights at 140 for Keyshawn. I think he beats Subriel. Unfortunately, I love Subaru Matias so much, bro, but I think he cleans him up. I really think he cleans him up. And Gary Antoine Russell, I don't think has the greatest gears, and I don't think he has the greatest boxing IQ either, which is crazy because Gary Antoine Russell is such a smart dude. Harvard graduate, if I'm not mistaken, right? He went to Harvard. Gary Antoine Russell is such a tank. Hey, Mar, my boy, I was hoping to bring up Abdullayev because the only reason that I cracked as much tape I could find on him is because of you. I was talking, I forgot who it was. I think it was to Johnny. I was saying, bro, you were on my first ever live ever, bro. And you're the one that brought him up. So Appreciate you always being a true day one, Mar. You're my fucking dog, for real. Another day one, Alagos. What's up, brother? Let me pull up my notes on the Ruslan Johnson KJ fight. KJ, bad feet, tough, gritty. So sorry. I have to go through all these DMs to bring up notes now because I didn't write down these notes. And this is why I always keep everything in pen and paper, y'all. Like Ruslan a lot, but I think KJ goes to the points. Crafton is to his game, and he doesn't get hit as cleanly as most veterans at his record does. I think Ruslan live method is the play. So if you think Ruslan is hitting him clean early and often, especially working the body, that's when you take him by knockout live. But I think KJ at 8 rounds, he's tough enough and gritty enough to go the points, even though he does have really bad feet. If there is one prospect that is going to stop him, though, it's your boy Ruslan. Just want to say that. So live method is probably the play. Holy shit, 10:24. I got 6 more minutes, y'all. Then I got to shower and go to open mat, get some rolls in. Alagos, my brother. You're very late to the show, bro. I apologize. But I'll give you everything quick to run down what I thought and what I like today here. Rainbet fades. My boy PJ thinks Sarah Bailey wins this fight easily. I'm fading all the Rainbet cats here with the Rainbet fades because they're all picking Sarah Bailey. I said that I lean Foster over Fulton when that fight does come. I am leaning Dave Allen over Makhmudov when that fight does come, all pre-fight taped. I think Andrea Pinheiro over Munguia is a good money and is definitely the side to bet here. Collazo under 8.5, which I like Fundora, Gabby Fundora around 6 through 10. And final recap is someone asked if I think Fundora or Thurman can beat Sebastian Fundora, and I would be surprised if that happened. He would have lost to Goy. Goy's good classmate. Chino hasn't looked good lately. He was one of the reasons I was slamming Goy money line. What were the odds on that fight? Can you let me know? I didn't even know they had odds on that fight. Fulcher fight, take the distance, easy money for sure. Agreed. Especially a Fulton without a weight cut. Love that. Caesars and Bovada have Allen minus 105 at the moment. Hands history vote, I almost guarantee. It's funny is Caesars and Hard Rock are the only 2 sports books that I am technically banned from because I'm limited. They don't let me bet anything more than $4, and their limits for bets are like one of them's $5. I don't remember which one. I have 2 sharp player emails because I actually went up. The only 2, I'm proud of this. The only 2 sports books that I'm limited on is Caesars, can't use them, and Hard Rock. So shout out to those boys that got my ass for me getting their ass. The only books I've ever gotten. But yeah, I love Allen at even money. I almost guarantee he's minus 150 come fight time. Almost guarantee it at minimum. Oh yeah, I did go over the Alamo. I think Alamo is live for an upset today. The reason I think he's live for an upset is because I lined that fight a little bit closer to plus 200. And at plus 450, how do you not take that purely based off a perceived, quote unquote, perceived EV bet? Expected closing value bet. It's perceived, of course, in my mind. If you've been betting long enough, you're usually pretty good at perceiving your own value. So that's what we'll take. I think Ruslan's going to stop him. Like I said, if there's any prospect that's going to stop him, it's Ruslan in this case. And if I'm not mistaken, Ruslan by stoppage is plus 130. It's plus money. Lyrgol, what's up, mate? I'm playing TR Brown distance, Gorham Alamo distance, also Alamo money line. We're aligned exactly. I love TR Brown distance here. I think Angoria is tough enough to go the distance and good at fighting on the outside, enough combat experience too as well. Gorham Alamo, Bryant, I'll just call him Bryant. Bryant and Alamo fight. I do like it to go the distance. Alamo has a solid chin, super solid chin. And like I said, I'm going to be taking Alamo just to sprinkle. Oh, the way I'm taking Alamo, just so you know, by sprinkle, just so you know, is FanDuel has Alamo by stoppage at plus 1,000 and decision at plus 1,050. I'm taking them both. I'm just sprinkling them both. There's no reason for me not to bet 2 units on it. And if he wins, make 8 units back. That's how I'm going to play it. That's the smartest way to play it. You could put a single unit on it at plus 450 if you want to. That's smart. 1 unit to win plus 450, or you just lose 1 unit, or you can bet 2 units at decision or knockout to win 8 units, or you just lose 2 units. So that's a little bit of a smart, cheeky play here. If it's a draw, that's where I would be pissed at because I'm like, damn, then my decisions go down the drain. But either way, like I said, I'm willing to risk 2 units or 2 half units at the plus 1,000 of each method. So in that case, that's also a good point. Why not play 2 minutes? Actually, see, Ligor, this is why I need professional gamblers in the chat right here, because you just broke down my logic. It's dumb. It's like 2 units at plus 450. I still get over the 8 units. So nah, you're the man for that, Ligor. I'm dumb playing the 2 units just on the money line alone and a happy camper. So actually, thank you for that. That's even better both ways. You're right. Nah, actually, Ligos, go with my boy Ligor here. Leargol. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm horrible with names, as you know by my breakdowns by now. But all right, guys, I got to rinse off real quick just so I'm not smelling funky for when I get these rolls in. I am going to open Matt. Everybody that's been in the chat, I appreciate y'all. If you guys could like the video before you get out of here, regardless, you guys know it's love, it's peace, it's chicken grease. I can't tell you guys enough. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I've only been doing this for about 7 weeks now. We're already at 350 subscribers or 345 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. I appreciate all you guys that pull up to the live always consistently. I mean that full-heartedly, bro. Your guys' support means the world to me, mate. So can't wait to talk to y'all soon, mate. I'm gonna go get some rolls in. Love chicken grease. DJ Green, take care, brother. See you guys next time.